What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Mask Network. Um, Recently had quite a nice pump, um, you know, and a pretty strong project overall. Uh, do believe this has the potential to break previous all-time highs, which is basically the moment it launched. Uh, and I'll explain why in this vid, along with the fact that um, a couple of senators, or certainly um, a couple of senators, yeah, are opening the doors to a crypto ban in America. I can't see this coming to anything, but it's worth discussing to see what the impacts will be on the overall market. Before I get into that, though, guys, if you're new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins I actually spoke about when I made the channel. First 26 coins I owned when I made the channel. Had you invested $100 into each of those coins when I released videos about them, and you did nothing with them for 2 years, you did everything wrong and ignored them, you'd still be in profit for 9.2k, and that is doing absolutely everything wrong. But if you'd done the right things, which is buy them, sell them when the markets are flying high, like I did last year, then that $100 into each of those coins, that $2,600 investment, would have netted you a profit of 123 grand. Big difference between doing the right and the wrong thing. Now, as I said, I sold these off. If you want to see the coins that I own right now, you can go to copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my portfolio. I share with the members anytime I buy or sell a coin. I release videos on a daily basis talking about the overall markets, if that interests you. I have tutorials set up so that anyone that's brand new to crypto can watch those tutorials and get investing. Um, And guys, I have a history of success. Like no one in 2020, no YouTuber anywhere in 2020 was talking about Phantom. And I said I did a whole Udemy course dedicated to it. I said this will 100x or more. It is 677x. Some of those people that took the Udemy course were millionaires as a result of that Phantom. 2 grand into Phantom would have netted you over 1.3 million if you'd got in when I released that Udemy course and got out at the top last year. I'll find another Phantom, and when I do, I'm going to go onto the site. I'm going to tell the members all about it. I'm going to tell them what percentage of my money I'm putting in. If you guys want to follow and make those kind of gains, go read the site. And remember, everything on the site can be checked on the YouTube channel's history. The link, guys, is on screen. So, Mask Network. Market cap of 171 million. Pretty small circulating supply, 68 million right now. Max will be 100 million. So 68% of the overall supplies are out. It hit an all-time high, basically the moment it launched, of about $30. I do think it can get back to $30. Now, Mask has actually done pretty impressive things when you actually really factor in how long that they've been around, because they've really only been around for about a year and a bit, really, year and a half. Um, Although they did obviously launch initially in July 2019. Their first use case was allowing Facebook and Twitter users to encrypt posts on their social media platforms. They then raised another 2 million in funding in November 2020, led by Hashkey and Hash Global, and then a further 3 million in 2021 from Digital Currency Group and Fundamental Labs. So Mask offers the ability to fund Gitcoin grant campaigns directly from Twitter, as well as plans to offer peer-to-peer payments, decentralized storage functionality as well. It's a decentralized portal that allows users to use dApps like crypto payments, decentralized finance, decentralized storage, e-commerce, and decentralized organizations over the top of existing social networks without migrating, creating what is referred to as a decentralized applet ecosystem. Um, this is actually a very clever premise. Part and parcel of this is effectively about online um, anonymity, and part of it is also online security. So the Mask Network allows users to add their, levels of privacy to their own overall online interactions using encrypted messages to friends, um, as well as sending and receiving files and interacting with dApps. at a decentralized level. Now, they're looking to be the bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. Part of that is by effectively utilizing what is the mask proof of identity. Not that that is literally the term that they use, um, but it's a mask ID. So they bring the benefits of Web3 to, Web2 social media. And what you do is you install a mask extension, you log in with a mask ID and connect your wallet, and you can use uh, your familiar Web2 sites like your Twitters, like your Facebooks, like all of them, with a Web3 integrations. And the mask extension allows you to hide content from prying eyes, uh, and it only goes to your target audience to see. So there is a real benefit here, like a legitimate benefit, because fundamentally, look, privacy is something that we all value, or we all purport to value. Whether or not we do is a very different matter. Um, you can make the argument that we don't based on the fact that, there wasn't more uproar around the Snowden revelations. Um, but whether you're launching a new project on Ethereum, Binance, Smart Chain, Polygon, or Arbitrum networks, um, you can do an initial Twitter offering, which is a completely new way of launching decentralized assets fairly. What I like about that is it is new. It's brand new. It's a new way of trying um, to raise funds. It's a new way of approaching crypto. Twitter is one of the most utilized places for crypto. It's also very, very unpleasant from a general rule of thumb. And I mean that in terms of not necessarily tribalism. That doesn't actually bother me. I understand tribalism psychology, but the bot activity of Twitter for cryptos is staggering. It's really and it makes when it's done efficiently, and some of these projects can do it very, very efficiently. It does present a project as being a lot stronger than it is because you see a lot more activity than is real. Um, but utilizing Twitter as a crypto space, very, very clever concept. And it's obviously agreed because, Coinbase listed this um, pretty fast. And Coinbase is not really renowned for listing anything that fast. Um, and it's viable on all the biggest platforms out there. Binance, Coinbase, all of them. Um, and currently priced at $2.50. I mean, can this hit $30? Of course it can. Of course it can. It's actually got function. It's got features. It's got a point to it. Um, and I'd be very, very interested to see the Twitter not giveaways, the Twitter offerings, so the initial Twitter offerings. I'm really interested to see how they work, how they sort of develop, what's the clamor behind them? Is there going to be real excitement? Because this is such a new and intriguing premise. Um, and with a real push on anonymity and privacy, I think there's value. There is a risk because privacy is not something governments like. It's not something that they want. Otherwise, they wouldn't have spied on everyone for so many decades. Um, so Mask could feasibly have issues with regards to the level of privacy that they can provide. The reason that I don't think they necessarily will is because fundamentally Mask is more of a software tool than it is a privacy coin. So the privacy coins that hide your transactions, that hide what you're doing, they're not going to be liked. But Mask, which is effectively, an extension that provides you with additional privacy with regards to your messaging and how you're talking with people, means that they're probably going to escape any sort of in-depth assessment by any government agencies. You can see there's 12,000 holders on Ethereum. I mean, yeah, they're also on BS kind of Polygon, so you know, there's probably a decent amount of scattered holders, but I think they're 6,100, so 18,000. And then Polygon, I suppose we'll check Polygon, just see in total how many holders of this. Oh, God, one. Okay, so yeah, so literally only about 20,000 holders in total. Now, there's a use case here. There's a legitimate use case. The thing for me that's going to be really interesting for Mask is how does the initial Twitter offerings go, and how many people plan to use it. We do want to see some user statistics. We want to see how many people have installed the extension, how many people are utilizing it as a method for privacy, because even if it's not a monetizable thing right now, or it's not something that is currently being monetized, it can be in the future. So if you're seeing a user base grow month on month, Mask are going to figure out a way to profit from that, or the network will figure out a way to profit from that, or make the token utility more powerful, which long term will breed success. So I'll be watching the initial Twitter offerings very, very closely, and I'll also be watching for statistics that come out about user base, because you want to see that grow month on month. If those two things happen and they work really well and they're going well, $30 is very, 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 very achievable for Mask. Maybe more, maybe a lot more. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel as well. These videos make you money and you don't want to miss them. It also helps the channel out. Be a good person to help the channel. Always thank Q for that. And if you want to see the coins I own right now, come to copymycrypto.com. On the site, I share anytime I buy or sell a coin. I tell the members. I do videos on a daily basis as well, talking about the markets, talking about what's happening, what I expect to happen each day. If that interests you, a lot of the members watch them, but a lot of the members also just want to copy along to any buy orders I make, any sell orders I make. This channel has a history of success. The website has a history of success. You can see from the spreadsheet these gains are nothing to sniff at. You're talking about 100 bucks into each of these, and these would have been the profits. And you see Phantom again, 677 times up. I will find another Phantom, and when I do, the members know about it straight away. They will know how much of my portfolio is going into it, and I will talk through what I think that it can achieve in terms of maximum highs. If you want to see that, if you want to learn about that, then go read the site, guys, and know everything on that site. You can go back through the YouTube channel's history and you can check what I said. Everything on there is verifiable. But yeah, just go to the link on screen, guys. And last but not least, a crypto ban might be on the table. And I don't think it will be. Well, I do want to discuss it. So Sherrod Brown is Sherrod, sorry, not Sheridan. Sherrod Brown is the head of the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs. He said that banning cryptocurrencies might be on the table. He acknowledged that prohibiting them completely would be challenging. Maybe banning it, although banning it is very difficult because it will go offshore and who knows how that will work. Da, 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 da. He stressed that crypto is a threat to national security. Don't know how. I'm sure he doesn't know how. Well, let's be honest. Banks are a threat to national security. Everything is. Everything. Whatever we want to watch, that's the threat. So Janet Yellen helped. Brown urged Janet Yellen to help rein in cryptocurrency companies following the implosion of FTX. And back in 2014, Senator Joe Manchin wrote a letter to federal regulators demanding a blanket Bitcoin ban following the collapse of Mt. Gox, which was the biggest crypto exchange in the world back then. But look, it's too big. You can't just ban it, and it would be so short-sighted to ban it. Obviously, he is working directly with banks, and there'll be some of the banks that he works with that go, um, we don't want crypto, so ban it or try and force regulation down its throat. Um, but the majority of banks now are utilizing or going to be utilizing crypto in some form. So it's sort of a nonsense thing. Um, and the fact that you even had Jerome Powell last year saying he had no intention of banning or limiting crypto shows that it's just a guy that doesn't really know what's happening, talking about it from with nonsense statements of threats to national security. You know, and it always starts like that. It's a threat to national security, or we're trying to help you. We want to make sure you guys aren't getting screwed over. That kind of, everything always starts with that. And I don't think there's a chance in hell that America would look at banning it because too many companies will end up utilizing it. Too many companies will end up utilizing Web3. Too many companies are already entrenched in it. Too many banks already involved in it. It's nonsense, but it's a guy that's looking for some sort of exposure. So he says something that's going to get traction in the newspapers. It's the standard political sort of approach. Get a nice sound bite that's going to be picked up by multiple different places, and everyone's talking about me. That's it. I don't take that seriously. And I don't think it's worthy of taking seriously. This is crypto can't go can't can, but it will never go anywhere now. It's here to stay, and I don't worry about people like this um, that look as smug and sanctimonious as he does. Um, but yeah, and that's it from me, guys. Anyway, take care. Bye bye.